I have a wheel here with all 39 skulls currently in the game, and I have to spin this wheel to see who I get and then build a run around that character and beat the first hero. So let's get into it. Okay, so we are back with the wheel for another go. So let's give it a shuffle, give it a spin. Last time we were lucky enough to pick up Bomber. So who are you going to be giving us today instead? It does look like we are actually going to be doing a Water Skull run. Not used him too many times, but he is a good skull. So let's go ahead, build a run. So we are here with Water Skull. We've got the Tornado skill on him. And for our wildcard item, because we don't see it enough, we are going to be picking up the Prohibited Book here. So let's take this. And for the items we are rocking, we have the basic collar and staff, collar and insignia, and the Prohibited Book. So you'll most likely see us at the Adventurer fight if we do get lucky enough to get the 30 bone fragments to upgrade this guy. Otherwise, I'll see you just before you do so. Okay, so we were lucky enough to get this guy the 30 bone fragments he needs to upgrade to unique.
Nice.
So let's speak to Arachne, get him upgraded now. And we do get a dive on him, which is an extremely great skill, especially for the iframes. So now we've got this guy upgraded, we'll still be focusing on taking skull rooms, but I'll see you just before Yggdrasil. Okay, so here we are just before the Yggdrasil fight. We've got 71 bone fragments because we did find Artlich. So we're really close to actually getting this guy upgraded, just going into Act 2. And for the items we are rocking, we have the Susanoo Quintessence, Carlane Staff, Carlane Insignia, Prohibited Book, Prayer of Grace, Shadow Spirit, Wind Spirit, Earth Spirit, and the Abandoned Wedding Ring. So it is looking like we are most likely going to be doing an Oberon run today with Water Skull, just because we've already found 3 of the 4, or 3 of the 5 spirits, should I say. So let's make our way over to Yggdrasil now. Shouldn't be causing us any kind of a problem, so let's go ahead and kill him.
Ooh, you're hard.
Okay, Yiggy mate, how are you doing, my friend? We are going to be using dive straight away. Let's summon the Tornado, and that skill actually does change from his unique state from his rare, because normally the Tornado kind of just goes in a straight line. Now I think it follows you.
I don't know, Jeff.
So I'd have to double check, just because I can't actually check on the move itself here. I'd have to go onto the Skul website, because it is still broken on mouse and keyboard. Now, with Water Skull here, we are trying to get a little bit of concentration out of him, because he does have a concentration bar, as you can see on the bottom, and when that fully gets brought up, you get the kind of waves that are going across the room, which are a very good way of generating pages for the Prohibited Book for us. So, as you can see, we're already on 225, so we will have the Demonomicon actually quite soon, which is a very good plus side to using Water Skull here. And it does also work well with that. We are going for Oberon, so Go-Getter is really going to do a lot of damage for us. But all I can really ask for, like I said, is getting that little bit of concentration speed, so probably in the Trainee's Necklace, or just getting some base wisdom stats, just to really help amp our magic damage. But we're certainly not doing bad right now. We are doing actually quite a lot of damage for Act 1, and that is because of our items, but Yggdrasil should be dead here, not going to be lasting too much longer, so we should be able to get 1 skill out of him, and there we go. And let's open the chest here. What are we going to be getting? And it is looking like we are definitely going to be getting Oberon here. So let's pick up Light Spirit Lou. And we also get the Dark Spirit Shade with him. So we only need 1 more spirit now. If you could somehow find the Oma one, that would work out perfectly. Now, I just wanted to interrupt today's video to say thank you for all the support we have been getting on the recent Skul videos. And we are trying to hit 450 subscribers by the end of May. So if you are new and you do want to help support the channel, make sure you do drop a like and subscribe. And let's get back into the build. So let's move on to the curses. I'm going to be picking up Predicted Pain, trading that, and also picking up Go-Getter. Now we can move on. Can't get this guy upgraded to legendary just yet. But if we found either 1 unique and a few rares, we will be able to get this guy upgraded, which is extremely this early on in the run. And now it's all about just trying to get the Demonomicon upgraded as quick as possible, which luckily is not going to be a problem. And we do also get King Slime. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to be destroying the Prayer of Grace. We'll destroy the Abandoned Wedding Ring, the basic Carlane Staff, and the Carlane Insignia. And what we are going to be doing is hoping we either get Light Spirit Lou or the Dark Spirit Shade.
The big one.
Or the Demonomicon. I'm not technically bothered which one's which. So what are you going to give us, game? It is going to be double Light Spirit Lou. Okay, this is a very, very good Oberon run right now. So let's move on. Take the next skull room, because we do want to be focusing on our skulls and items a little bit less now, since we've basically got the best Oberon run you could ask for. All that could, one, is just the necklace that amps up our magic damage. So let's see who we get. yeah, Mummy can get destroyed. Let's move on to the shop. Let's open the red flask, swap Ghoul out for Little Skull and him for Ent. We'll also take the 10 bone fragments, and let's come up top, reroll for an item. And the Miracle Grail is the free legendary, so we might as well just take this for now, and we can move on. Luckily, we are going to be able to get Water Skull upgraded to legendary just after the adventurers, which what I was kind of aiming for at the start. But luckily, all we really need now is just the Fairy Tale necklace, and that is really just going to finish off this run, because the only other thing I could want then is a little bit of Bomber just to pair up with our Water Skull, as he's got a really good swap in. But we are doing a lot of damage. Well, I say we, Oberon is doing a lot of damage for us.
Nice.
Which is kind of annoying because we're not getting the Demonomicon active because Oberon is taking everybody out, but it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. We just need to kind of play it a little bit smarter to actually get the skill damage on all of these lot. And let's open the chest here. We'll take the Knight's Determination for now, and we are onto the adventurer fight. Who have we got? The Priestess and the Archer. I wouldn't actually mind getting the Priestess's legendary. That would actually be a very good pickup for us. And we want to be taking out the Priestess first before anyone else. Luckily, Oberon should actually do a ton of damage here. And did that just kill her? Did she teleport? She teleported. Okay, I was going to say that would have been a little bit ridiculous if she died there, but it looks like she's going to be dying here anyway. So we've only got the Archer left. She has been stunned, so we can just keep going, getting the big damage off. But because of this run, I can't actually see anything because so much is going on the screen. Priest Staff we're actually going to take, and let's go ahead, destroy the Hunter, and we can go ahead, upgrade Water Skull into legendary. Okay, here we go. We have the legendary Water Boy, so we're going to be putting the rest of the bone fragments into our HP. Want to get that maxed out as quickly as possible. Now, Water Skull is doing a ton more damage for us now, especially when upgraded to legendary. It is actually kind of a big power boost, but the only problem I'm having with this run right now is that I physically cannot see what's going on, which is a tad bit annoying, but Oberon and them lot, they're getting the job done, so I can't exactly complain. It's just a little bit bad for our prohibited book, as, like I said, we're not getting the chance to actually use that and upgrade it into the Demonomicon. Luckily, if a few more actual rooms with the big groups of enemies come out, we should be able to take most of them out with the water charges. And we do get the reroll NPC here. I'm not too bothered about you, so we'll just let you get destroyed. And let's see who we get here. Berserker can get destroyed. Let's move on to the shop. And we are actually going to be taking the Ritual Staff here for the Miracle Grail. We'll take the 20 bone fragments, and we're going to be locking in our Fine Wisdom. So now we've got our Wisdom at 4. That is especially good for us in our damage. All that can hope for now is that we actually get some better wisdom items, or like I said, the spirit necklace, because we still need that to really just amp up our magic damage a ton. And we got one dude left down here, and living armor can get destroyed. Let's move on. Only Skull I want to be pairing with this guy is Bomber, like I said. Other than that, nobody else is going to be staying in the build. And we'll pop a Susano here just to take out most of these guys, or both our Light Spirit Loos are going to do it. And the pages, yeah, they've definitely slowed down. We're only on what, 320 now, where we're on like 200 in the end of the first act, something like that. So like I said, it's a little bit annoying, but it could be a lot worse for us. But luckily, that does really show the power of the Oberon build. And let's speak to the Harpy Knight here. Very nice getting them 25 bone fragments, as it is just a free 2 upgrades. And let's destroy the Scepter of Whispers here. Let's move on to the Sisters fight. Just need to be playing it nice and safe, because these sisters like to move around a lot. So let's go and kill them.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, here we are, sisters. Hopefully you don't absolutely one-bang me like you have done many a time, and we don't want to be taking stupid damage like that in the first phase. We do want to be playing it somewhat smart and reserved. Luckily, Light Spirit Lou can kind of do just our big poking damage when need be, and we just don't want to be taking too many ridiculous hits here. Let's just go in for the nice safe damage, dodging out the way when we need to. Other than that, Light Spirit Lou should actually be able to nearly finish these guys off. Still don't have the time for that dive perfectly down, but that first sister here is nearly actually dead. And there we go, we're out of the first phase. Our items really doing a lot of damage right now, which is certainly not bad. So let's get a few charges off on the first sister. We want to be playing it nice and safe here. Don't want to be taking ridiculous amounts of damage. And like I said, our spirits can do most of the poking damage for us, so we don't really need to worry about trying to get a hit in every single time. But we are going to be sitting here. We will take a big few hits of damage there, which is unfortunate. We're getting hit way too much in this first phase, or the second phase, should I say. I'm normally not this bad, but luckily the first sister doesn't have too much health left. So if you play it smart, we should just be able to actually live through this second phase. Let's get the hits in when we can. Otherwise, we're just dodging out the way of all the attacks, and she is dead.
Know your place, trash.
Really quite a questionable sisters fight there, but it didn't matter in the end. So let's open the chest here. What are we going to be getting? And we do actually get Stone of the Air, which we will take for the Knight's Determination. And let's move on to the curses. I'm going to be maxing out Go-Getter here. And let's move on to Act 3.
Okay.
We'll put the remainder of our bone fragments into the HP totem, which we might actually nearly be able to get maxed out here.
So that was a lie.
Just one more tick off getting that maxed out, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's certainly not bad. Sitting on 240 HP is never a bad thing this early on in the game. So we just really need to keep our damage going as much as possible and upgrade that prohibited book into the Demonomicon. That is the only thing we have got left. Let's move on to the next skull room here. Probably just going to be prioritizing these to the end of the game because we've basically already got all the items that we want. The only other things will be just like the better versions of the wisdom items, so maybe like a nether mana suppressor or something like that. Other than what we've found, we're sitting very, very pretty. So let's kill the final few enemies here. We should just be able to dodge out the way of all these attacks. Chuck a tornado in Freeze's face when he goes for that move, and we should just be able to kill him without taking too many hits from this attack. And Minotaur can get destroyed. Let's move on to the shop, and we are going to be taking the food, and we do go ahead and get that little bit of concentration, what I was asking for in the trainee's necklace. So let's take this for the priest stat, and we also get the water spirit Udine, so we'll take this for the earth spirit, and let's move on. Really nice just getting a bonus spirit on you, and by saying that I mean the better one, because water spirit is obviously a lot better than the earth spirit gnome, and you don't always get to see him too regularly, so that is why I've picked him up and I've given him a go here. And let's see who we get. Clown can get destroyed, and the reroll NPC again we do not need, so you can just stay there and get destroyed because we are not going to be speak to you. There is literally 0 point in that, and Oberon should be able to finish off Freezer there, so we can just make our way over to the right hand side of the map to kill the remainder of you guys. I look like the alchemist actually survived, but saying that, Oberon goes and one taps him. Now let's take your next item room. Just give us a little bit better wisdom items. That's literally kind of it. I mean, our spirits are doing insanely well. We've obviously got the best quintessence in the game in Susno, so we don't need to worry about trying to find a new one of that. You know what, we're actually going to go up top and use this on the big guy just so we can get the extra pages for our Demonomicon. Now we really need to make our way over to the Chimera fight as quick as possible to get the boosts for Stone of the Air, because it's a little bit useless for us right now. And we'll go ahead, destroy the Prince's box, move on to the Adventurer fight. And who are we actually going to be fighting? The Priestess, Fire Mage, and the Archer. I would take the Priestess's legendary, like I said before, so we're just going to be keeping our damage up, going for the Priestess first. Luckily, we are going to be getting charges on all our skills and against all of these guys with the way our charges work, and we want to be stunning the Priestess before she uses her ultimate attack. That is what we wanted. Let's just try not to die here. We're still going after this Priestess first. Luckily, she should teleport away, and then she's not got too much health left, so we can just kind of sit here and keep basic attacking her, and she's down, so we're going to be moving on to the Archer, but both of these two are not going to be living for too much longer. And is that going to finish all three of them off? It is.
Well, I'm dead.
And Mage's Necklace will let that get destroyed. Same with the Hero's Holy Sword. And let's go ahead, destroy Ghoul here. We're going to be maxing out our HP totem, and now just go for attack speed and skill cooldowns. Just trying to make our way over to Joan as quickly as possible. Now we've been doing all right with the items and the skulls that we've found, especially also with like our quintessence and stuff like that. Luckily, Oberon is just insanely good, so that does actually help us out a massive amount. And they're actually doing a lot of damage, Light Spirits lose, compared to what I think they would. So let's open the chest here. We'll just destroy the Rosary, move on to the next skull room. If you could just find a few more uniques or some legendaries to really help get our totems maxed out, that would really just give us that massive kind of bonus, because after that there's not much else I could ask for in what to find. But this Demonomicon should be getting upgraded anytime soon, because we're on what, 424 pages, so I'm guessing it'll happen during Act 4 at some point, probably before the Joan fight. And Warrior here can get destroyed. Let's move on to the shop. We're going to be taking the 10 bone fragments and also taking the 10 max life, and let's come up top, reroll for our final item. Nothing good, so we'll just let them sit there, move on to the next skull room. Now I do need to swap out our wisdom that is locked in at the inscription shop, because we do not need the 6 wisdom that we have. Like, I was lucky getting the second loot, but it's kind of screwed us up in that fact. Now, let's let living armor get destroyed. We can move on. We are getting a nice few legendaries here, which is what I asked for. That is certainly all I can do in this game. And everybody is just going to be dead here, so let's move on. We'll pop a Susano here just to help take care of Freezer, because he is still a very annoying enemy to kill. And let's open the ominous chest. We'll just destroy the Cup of Longing and move on. And keeping our HP up for the Joan fight is the main aim of the game, which is looking like that is what's going to happen. And we should actually be on the Joan fight pretty soon, if I do say so myself. What? So let's take the money, move on to the Chimera fight here. This is going to be an extremely easy fight. So without talking too much, let's just go and fight Chimera.
You're not that guy.
Okay, Chimera buddy, how are you doing, my friend? Don't worry, I'm just going to be doing a little bit of damage to you here. It does like we got the Demonomicon activated now, which is extremely nice for us. We're getting a little bit more magic attack, and it is going to be working a lot better with Go-Getter. So we can just kind of sit here. Luckily, our basics don't actually move us, so we can just keep spamming that, getting the water charges up. And this guy's taking a lot of damage, which is very, very nice here. Go-Getter getting that maxed out really did help us out, but we kind of need to go on and move up the predicted pain, because that is sat at only 2 at the minute, and I want to get that maxed out to just let our skills do the most amount of damage they can. Luckily, the water charges are doing very nice for us, and dive with the invulnerability frames is always great. Luckily, Chimera here shouldn't be living for too much longer. We just need to be keeping the basics up. The Susano is probably just going to be able to finish him off, and he's on so little health, but there we go. That is the Chimera fight done. And let's open the chest here. What are we going to be getting? Nothing good, so we will just destroy the Veiled Mask, and let's move on to the curses. And we do go ahead and find Coward, so let's pick this up, upgrade Predicted Pain to the max, and let's move on. We can put the rest of Bone Fragments into the skill cooldown totem, but unfortunately we couldn't get that maxed out, so I don't think we're going to be able to get both of these totem maxed out by the end of the game, but as long as we can get the skill cooldown done, that's perfectly fine with me. And we might need to worry about our items just a little bit more, see if we can get just some utility in, either if we can find the ring, or even Warrior's Podence. I might actually take that, because we are taking quite a bit of damage in this run, which is no one's fault other than my own. Luckily, Oberon is making up to the fact that he is literally just killing everybody insanely quickly. Same with the double light spirit loot. It is kind of a cheat code, but hey, you all need it once in a run, and it just happened to be this one for me.
Nice.
So let's move on to the next item room here. Just going to be keeping our HP nice and maxed out up until the hero fight. And we do actually get the Death Knight here, which we are just going to be speaking to after we have cleared out this whole area. So let's speak to you now. We'll get the 44 free shields unless we get hit by that dude. Luckily, we do have Coward, so we didn't actually take any damage. And let's open the ominous chest. Nothing too good, so we'll destroy the Shard of Darkness. Move on here. And we'll pop a dive to get the free invisibility. Invulnerability, and Guts is not going to be living for too much longer. Oberon should be able to snipe him out of the air, and with all these items that we've got maxed out now, we're just doing so much damage. It is ridiculous. Like, Oberon is surely moving up to one of my favorite kind of builds in the games. I've done a lot of Oberon runs recently, and I've really enjoyed them all, but it's still never going to be as good as a crit build, because that's just my personal favorite. Always has been, always will be. And then it's probably up to Masterpiece to hold down the number 2 spot, but we should actually be fighting the Adventurer very soon after this shop here. So let's destroy the Cup of Longing, enter the shop. Let's take the 10 max life, swap out Ent for Samurai. We also do get the Lunar Ring, which you are going to take for the Ritual Staff. We'll also take the 10 Bone Fragments, and let's move on here. We are just looking to swap Samurai out at some point to get the Bone Fragments from him, which was actually quite useful finding him there. I'm certainly not going to be complaining. And let's kill the Meteor dude here. Got the final few enemies round at the back. Luckily, a tornado should be able to finish them lot off. Let's move on to the next Skull room here. Only got 12 Bone Fragments, so we are going to be kind of prioritizing them just for a little bit. And let's see who we get. DP can get destroyed, so let's move on to the Adventurers here. And who are we going to be fighting? Just don't give me the Archer. And the Priestess, certainly much easier to fight. Not really giving me the Archer too many times recently, which I am certainly happy about, because she is the bane of my existence, as all of you lot know. So let's just go ahead. We can just go and destroy the good old priestess here. She shouldn't be doing too much damage to us. We just don't really want to get stuck in the corner and hurt from her abilities here. But let's stun her out of the healing, and she's just going to be sat in the corner for a little while. We want to be getting all the charges up so we can go and get a lot of damage off of them. Luckily, we are doing a just ton of damage right now, which is really quite nice to see. Unfortunately, Oberon did his main attack at the complete wrong time, and we took a little bit more damage there than I would have liked, because it did just want to spawn in the middle of us, her ultimate ability. But the priestess should be dead here. She's not got too much health left, so let's pop a Susno, pop you, we'll go for the invulnerability, and she's dead. And let's destroy Yaksha here. We can go ahead and max out the skill cooldown totem, and now we're just going to be putting the rest of them into the magic attack. And we just want to find a shop to get our HP maxed for the Joan fight, because we do not be using our revive just before then. Luckily, we are actually just killing most of these enemies very, very quickly. We do get the reroll NPC for what, a 5th time or something like that. They're really not too useful. Like, if it's showed up 3 times and I haven't taken them, just stop showing up, because I don't want to pick you. Like, I can understand maybe like the first couple of times because you might have accidentally forgotten to speak to them, but after the what, 5th time it's shown up, I'm not speaking to you because I don't want to use you. That's my like one problem with this game at the minute. You never really find different NPCs anymore. It's always the same ones. It's always just the reroll NPC, the Harpy Knight, and maybe King Slime. So I'm hoping they can actually add a few newer ones in the later patches. And let's destroy the Cup of Longing here. Really not getting lucky in finding the Spirit Necklace, but it is what it is. I would also like to find the Solar Sword, just so we can get Fulgent Dawn activated, which would obviously be helping us a lot more than it normally would, because we have Go-Getter maxed out, so it would fit just straight into this build here. I'm going to be popping Susno for the big dude here, just because he is way too annoying, and he should be dead to a few basics, so we can open the Ominous Chest, and we do go ahead and find the Omen Despair, which is what I was looking for. So let's take this for the Lunar Ring, and now we got a ton of spirits. Our spirits are doing so much damage, because they also all get amped by the good old Omen spirit, which is extremely good. And Oberon also gets this cool kind of dark murky look about him. He looks very, very sick. This is the best version of Oberon you could actually get. Like, there's no stronger way of getting Oberon here. Like, double Light Spirit Lu with the Spirit Shade and the Omen item. There's nothing else you could want here. So let's take the food. Let's move on to the next item room. If we could only find the Mage's Necklace. That is the word I was searching for this whole time. Yes, I just couldn't remember what the name of the item was. If we get that somehow, our damage should just fly through the roof, because we do already have, what, 5 spirits? I'm lying to you, I have 6. So yeah, you can see it do an absolute ton for us. Let's chuck a tornado here just to dodge over all of you. Open the chest. We can just go ahead, destroy Pain and Despair, and move on. Should be fighting Joan any kind of time soon, which is quite good for us. So we just want to keep our HP maxed out for that fight, and we can open the Ominous Chest. Let's destroy the Silent Sword, and we are onto Joan here. This fight is going to go insanely quickly, so let's just go ahead and kill her.
Okay, let's go.
And hello, Joan. We do know I have to kill your totems first, so can you just not keep blocking them off so I can actually damage them? That would be quite nice. So we are going to be going for this left-hand side first, but she's already put the barrier up. And if she does it as soon as I move on to this right-hand side, I'm going to be so annoyed with you. Yep, and why would she not? Really just doesn't want to let us kill her fast. That is her whole kind of shtick, especially with me. She just loves putting totems up and barriers on them every 2 seconds. Maybe we can actually get this one to die this time. No, you're going to put another barrier there. I don't know if it's like this for any of you guys as well, or is it literally just me that this happens? Luckily, the one on the right is destroyed, so we can move on to the one on the left-hand side, and that's not going to be living for too much longer either. And Oberon, you did just have to waste your ultimate move, which is a little bit unfortunate. You could have timed that a little bit better for me, but we can just go up here. Let's get the big damage on Joan. We're just going to be sitting here face tanking, doing the basics to get the charges up. She's not going to be doing too much damage here, so let's sit on the right-hand side. We can get a little bit of damage off with you, and now we just want to be doing our dive shenanigans, getting the damage off here, and not taking too many hits here, but we keep just sitting on the platform that we shouldn't be. So let's go for a dive. We can jump back up and spam a tornado now. And Oberon, this is where I need you to be doing your big damage, mate, because otherwise you're a little bit useless to us, but you are certainly doing good enough damage for now. We're gonna actually just cheese it and use our dive to get rid of of all the damage we would have taken. And Joan here should actually just be dead. If we hit one more dive, she's not going to be living. And that was a little bit of a harder fight for Joan. But let's open the chest here, see what we're going to be getting. And we're going to be destroying the Archbishop's scriptures. Moving on to the curses. And we are just going to be buying Super Baby and maxing that out because we found the Omen item. And let's put the rest of the bone fragments into the magic attack. Couldn't really get that upgraded too much. So now we're just trying to make our way over to the final shop. And we are going to be taking the food. And let's move on here. So if you guys have enjoyed today's episode and you do want to help support the channel, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you are new here. There'll also be a playlist to my Skul videos linked down in the description. And there'll also be a link to the Discord if you want to speak to me and any other members of the channel. Now for the build we have going, we've gone for a Water Skull paired up with Snow, and then we've just gone for an all-out Oberon build with double Light Spirit Loot, the Omen Despair, Dark Spirit Shade, and then the Wind and Water Spirit. And then we've just gone for a little bit of damage with our Demonomicon, the Stone of the Air, and the Trainee's Necklace. And we've picked Predicted Pain for our skills, Go Get, because we have so many items doing damage, and then Coward and Sue Baby just for a bit of utility. So let's go ahead, show this build to Dad.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so we are going to be trying to not take too much damage in this first phase of the hero fight. Luckily, we should know our way around his attack patterns for now, so we should be fine, especially with Coward giving us that extra bit of invulnerability. It is very nice here. Oberon's doing his big attack and actually hitting the dude for once, which is actually quite new. Normally he likes to do it when there is no point. So let's just keep getting our skills going. We want to be just taking it nice and safe, going in when we can, and if we can't, just playing it nice and safe here. And now let's go sit in the corner whilst we do this attack. Swap out into Water Skull. Let's go for a dive. We should have timed that right to hit the dude. We're not going to be in this first phase for too much longer, so we can go for a dive to not take any damage, and we're out of the first phase. I think we only took about 3 hits in that fight, so we should actually have a ton of HP going into this set phase here. We've got the Wisdom activated as well, so we can do some big damage off the start of the fight. We want to be timing dive right there to not get hit and hit him, which is what we did. So let's just keep the invulnerability going, keep the charges going here. That is all I can ask for. And let's just keep going with the big damage. He's going to be doing his sword attack, so we'll just dodge through that, move out the way, and we can go for a dive on you. Oberon is doing his main attack, which did actually hit the dude for once, which is actually kind of surprising. I have no idea where you are, Dad, so can you not pin me into a wall? Luckily, Cow was active, so he didn't actually take any hits there. So let's just go for the basics whilst we're sat here. I think he's going to go for his Life-Driven Moon pretty soon, so we just want to be keeping our damage up in this corner. Let's go for a dive to become invulnerable. Now I can go for the basics to do some big damage here on dive, or on Dad, should I say. Completely messing up what I'm saying. Luckily, we should have timed that right to actually not get hit, but I was wrong. And we want to be moving away from the suck attack. Luckily, we can just get away from you. That was just a little bit close there, but we did manage to move away, so I can't be complaining at all. Now let's just sit here. We'll throw a tornado, go for the dive. Let's just keep playing it smart, not taking too many hits here. And we have swapped out into Samurai just to get the double dash, so I don't take too many hits in this fight. We can just actually sit in the corner here. And let's go for a dive. We should be invulnerable through all of that. I think he's going to go for his life-sucking move sometime soon, so we're just be playing it a little bit safe on this side of the map. We want to be killing this ball thing before anything else happens. What's he doing? I can't actually see it. He's just going for his big attack. There we go. He went for the claw attack. He's gone for the life drain. We're just going to dive out the way of that, go for the big damage here whilst just sat in the corner, or he's going to do whatever the hell that was. And we did go ahead and use the revive here. A little bit unfortunate, but we should be fine to go ahead and just finish the big guy off. Move into the middle, pop a Susanoo, go for a dive here on the right hand side of the screen, and we should just sit in this corner, not take too many hits from those. And there we go, Dad is dead. So that was our Water Skull run in the Dark Mirror. If you guys did enjoy and you do want to help support the channel, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you are new here, and click in the top left if you want to see the playlist of the rest of my Skul videos, and click in the top right to see which video is best suited for you. This has been Mystic, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.